My name is Karen Grayson, and I very proudly serve as principal here at Struble Elementary. And on behalf of our Struble staff, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. We are so excited to have so many friends, guests, and part of our Struble family here to celebrate Struble tonight. Following our program, you all will have the opportunity to tour the building, see some classrooms, reminisce, and you'll even be able to leave your mark on the walls of Struble. So you'll see what that means in just a little bit. As we begin our program tonight, I think it's only fitting that we take some time to introduce some very important groups of people that are here with us this evening. I'd like to ask first for our current Struble staff to please stand and be recognized. Please give them a thunderous round of applause. I have to say, I am honored to come to school each and every day, to be able to work side by side with such a dedicated group of individuals. They work hard to support our kids, our families, and each other. So give yourselves a big round of applause. I've also had the honor of working here at Struble since 2005. I've served in various roles. I started as a teacher, worked as instructional coach, served as the assistant principal, and now I'm the principal here at Struble. So I know that we have many guests that have helped make Struble what it is today. So I'd like to invite any former Struble staff members to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your dedication and time that you've spent here with us at Struble. Now, I don't see where Mrs. Farmer is. Okay, but Mrs. Farmer, you remember when you and I worked together, we would go classroom to classroom, and we would talk about who the school belonged to. Didn't belong to us, didn't belong to Mr. Bowling, it belonged to everybody. And the heart of our school is who? The Struble students. So if you are a current Struble Blue Jay or a former Struble Blue Jay, please stand up, give a big wave, and give them a big round of applause. These kids are why we come to school every day to work so hard. We love our Struble students. A very important part of Struble here is our PTA. We are so fortunate to have a hardworking group of people that provide family events. They give us support throughout the year. They take care of us throughout the year. So if you have ever served on our PTA at Struble, please stand up. Give them a big round of applause. Oh, you're fine. The next couple I would like to introduce is Jack and Mary Jane Shearing. Please stand up where they are. Jack is the nephew of Clarence Struble, and both Jack and Mary Jane are former teachers. Jack taught PE for Cincinnati Public Schools, and Mary Jane was a kindergarten teacher for Northwest Local School District. Both Jack and Mary Jane have also served Struble by returning here to sub in years past, and we are honored that they are here with us this evening. So please give them a warm welcome. I saw that we had a few of our board members here this evening, so please stand. Thank you for your support always. Thank you, Bob. I know I saw Pam and Jim. There they are, give a wave. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And speaking of support, it's always lovely as an administrator to have support from the administrative team. So if you are a former member of the AO team or a current member of the AO team, please stand and be recognized. With that being said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Todd Bowling, our Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening. I just wanted to take a couple moments to say how grateful we are to provide this opportunity for you. This is a night that is made because of the people in front of me. A school is remembered because of the staff that work there. The memories that you had, your favorite teachers, your favorite cooks, your favorite custodians, your favorite librarians, anybody who made up the staff, your favorite principals, and on and on. This is a sad night, but it's also an exciting night. It'll be the culminating activity for some of you. Kids, you'll be fine. You've still got a lot more field days and everything else to go through. But we will have an outstanding opportunity to open a new school that you've seen out back. Things are progressing very well, and we couldn't ask for things to go better than they are. We're below budget and ahead of schedule, so it doesn't get any better than that. We also hope that we will be able to provide entrance into the school sometime in July so that you can see it prior to school opening in August. And current teachers, that is not to put pressure on you. You work at the pace you want to work. We just want tours of the building. But the staff here is busy making sure our kids achieve. They're packing up their rooms. It's a stressful time, and change is always a stressful time. But this change is a good change. We get to take our kids. They get the best building in the state, and to me, the nation, because I've seen a lot of them everywhere. And you deserve it as parents and community members, and they deserve it as students. These buildings are state-of-the-art, 21st century learning buildings. Every kid who comes into the building will have a Chromebook that belongs to them. It may be in a different room everywhere they go, but all 900 plus students will have their own Chromebook as they go to each classroom. But again, what will make our new school special? And as you see the staff in front of you tonight, they have been divided. And there's 5 elementaries being torn down, going to 3 new buildings. It'll be sad for them. It'll be hard for them and the students as we part our ways, but I hope that the exciting new time that will be approaching us in August will overtake that and help all of us to realize what a great step this is for our school district. So again, thank you for coming. Again, thank you for former staff and current staff for doing an outstanding job with our students. You are who made the memories for tonight, so welcome and thank you.
Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Kim Kuhlman. She is our Dean of Students here at Struble, and she's going to share a little bit about the history. Thank you.
Struble Elementary was named after Clarence Struble. Clarence Struble was born on March 31st, 1881, the grandson of George Struble, an early pioneer of Coleraine Township. Clarence Struble received his education at the Old Dunlap School on Stone Mill Road. He graduated from the University of Cincinnati Teachers College in 1926. Clarence married Henrietta Shearing. Clarence was an avid reader and enjoyed gardening. His father-in-law owned a produce stand near the corner of Old Coleraine, and Clarence would provide produce for the stand from his garden. Clarence Struble served as principal at Coleraine Round Top High School and then as superintendent of the Coleraine Centralized School District for 31 years until his retirement in 1946. Struble Elementary opened in 1959. The first principal at Struble Elementary was Joe Luckett. And including Miss Grayson, there have been 10 additional principals since the building opened to lead the Struble students and staff. The approximate cost to build Struble in 1959 was $600,000. Struble housed students in kindergarten through grade 6. The dedication program was held on October 18, 1959, with Eberly Hammock, Superintendent of Coleraine Township Public Schools, serving as the Master of Ceremonies.
We are fortunate this evening to have 3 former principals with us tonight, and I've asked each one of them to take a few minutes to share maybe a favorite memory or a story about Struble. So I'd first like to introduce Judy Vermillion.
Is that what I'm supposed to? Oh, yeah. Am I supposed to say this right here? So it says on the program here that I started at Struble in 1986. That's got to be a typo. Because I would have been like 12 at that point, so that's got to be right. So I actually did start in 1986, and I was principal here for 12 years. And I currently am retired, and I teach at Miami University part-time. People who want to be teachers, which is still a real joy to me. But I tell them all the time that my favorite job in the world was being a principal here. And I'm going to get through this without crying, I promise myself. This was actually the best job I've ever had in my life. It was the 12 years that I was here. And it was, I tried to think back on all of the things that we did over that time, and I made a list of them, and then Kevin added like 10 of them to the list, so I can't tell all of them. But I remember, so when I came here, we had 6th grade. So it was a K-6 building. And then the 6th graders left, and surprise, you get preschool. So that, I don't know whether that was a good change or not, but I loved the little kids, and I still do a lot of work actually with preschoolers. During my tenure here, we had the first computer labs in Northwest, and Struble was one of the first buildings to get a computer lab. We were one of their test buildings, and I still remember training the staff and how much fun we had with that. The kids caught on a lot quicker than we did on a lot of that. And then we got to the point where we actually had computer pods. Thank you to the district for all of those kinds of things that we've gone through. Let's see, at one point we got a counselor, then we lost that counselor. But, and all of a sudden we had like grade chair people and things like that the district gave to us and paid people for those positions and things. And we really had a lot going on around here. A lot of new programs. The staff, as Karen was saying, obviously that same spirit is in the staff that we have here today because they were just so hardworking. The teachers, the staff, the school leaders that we had working with us. And the PTA, I can't speak enough, like you said, Karen, about the PTA. I see some members here who I finally talked into working for the district after they volunteered for so long. Might as well get paid since you're here every day. And we had like peer mediation programs. We started a student council. We had a school bank here at school. We had a teacher who did looping, a loopy teacher who did looping, Tracy, right? We had a lot, where do I need to stand? I need to be taller. If I was taller, I would not have come. We had a New Year's Eve party one year, and I guess they do continue to do that in a lot of schools now. We had a carnival, and I always got to blow up the balloons because nobody else wanted to do that, and I'm scared to death of balloons bursting. But this job got me over that. We had math nights with the PTA. We taught parents how to work with their kids and math. And through all of that work, because we were here a lot of hours, through all of that process, we became a family. And it sounds like Struble is still a family. You know, a family who came together because we had one thing that we loved above almost anything else, and that was the kids who came to school here and their families. And I know that as you move into the new building, that caring culture that started all those years ago here at Struble and has continued through there, it's kind of in the DNA of this building, and that DNA is going to go across the lawn here, and it's going to go into the new building with all of the people who are coming from various schools to serve students here. This is a wonderful place to work. I know that the new school will become a place that everyone will be as proud of working in this new building as I am of being a principal here in the past. And thank you all so much.
Thank you, Judy. Next, I would like to introduce Sue Karen. She was serving as principal here when I was fortunate enough to get a job and join our Struble family. So Sue, come on up.
It does not. Do you want me to hold it for you? Or
No,
you
that's okay. I'll do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. As she said, my name is Sue Karen, and I was the proud principal of Struble Elementary from 1998 until 2010 when I retired. And so 12 years here in this building brings back a lot of memories. We were known then as a TLC school, a teaching, learning, and caring school. I was honored to work alongside with the best staff in the entire district. No, hands down, hands down. And everyone in this building, whether they were a cafeteria worker, whether they were a custodian, whether they were a librarian, a nurse, an office worker, and of course the teachers, everybody here worked collaboratively together. We were here for one purpose, and that was to educate our Struble children. And I cannot ever say enough that I was so honored to work with such a wonderful bunch of people. Now, back in the day, we had awards assemblies every quarter. And I know when we began the awards assemblies, I would say to my students, I'd pretend like all of you were my kids out there, I would say, I know all of you have parents at home, but you know that when you walk through the doors of Struble Elementary, you become my child. You're like my child. I treat you as though you are my children at home. And out of that, I have high expectations. I expect that you're going to learn. I expect that you're going to be respectful of others. And I expect that you're going to do the very best you can every single day. And I don't think that too many of them disappointed us, and I'm hoping that out of my 12 years I was able to make some kind of impact on those students that are now adults that perhaps have children of their own, and they pass those on to them as well. I would always end an awards assembly asking my children, I said, okay, children, okay, students, are you ready to dance? And all 500 of them would jump up screaming, saying, yes, yes, we're ready. So somehow the music would come on, and we would have the cha-cha slide, thank you, Miss Grayson, going on. So every child in this building knew how to go to the right and go to the left and all of that. So the children loved that. All of us joined in, and we were celebrating their successes for that quarter. While I was looking through my Struble memory collections, I came across an email that I'd sent to my staff back in 2007. One of the teachers had quickly sent a reply email. In her words, she said, Sue, thank you for all that you do to make Struble a great place to be. I admire your spunk and your determination for student success. So that teacher who wrote that was none other than Mrs. Grayson. So tonight, I'm passing that same compliment back to her and thank her for making Struble a great place to be. And in closing, very quickly, in closing, I want everyone here to know how deeply I am honored to be here this evening, to be a part of this program. I wish all of the Struble students and all of the Struble families and staff members the very best success in your brand new building. All I can say is congratulations to all of you, and thank you again.
Thank you, Sue. Last but certainly not least, I would like to introduce my mentor, Mrs. Claudia Farmer.
There's no time with Struble. I know.
I'm not quite the speaker that Judy and Sue are, so I've got mine written down pretty well so that I can stay on track. I served Struble students, their families, and the staff as principal from 2010 to 2015. And boy, they are right. They were the best years that I had in education. It was summer when I started here, and during the first week, there was a terrible storm. The rain just kept coming down, and it was coming down hard. Mrs. Dowers and I took towels, and we had to put towels under all the windows. And as you know, there's a ton of glass here. So it is time for Struble students to have a place where they're comfortable and they're safe. I've always believed that our students won't remember exactly what we taught them, but they'll remember how we made them feel. And I know that the staff that I got to work with really took the time to make sure our students felt good about what they were learning and what they were doing here at school. We had a partnership with Emeritus that was and still is instrumental in helping our students be successful. The support they provided was just not with money, but with the volunteer hours that they gave to Struble for book fair, field day, grandparents' day, and that's just a few of the hours that they spent with us. That was just priceless. Kids are still talking about Reading Rocks, Celebration News, Friday Morning Live, Clifford's birthday, the Q&U wedding, see some of the traditions Sue have continued, the Struble Carnival, the 100th day of school where kids and teachers alike dressed like they were 100 years old, the Tootie Ta, the kindergarten show, one of my favorites as a kindergarten teacher, where they sang, this is, all I really need is a song in my heart, food in my belly, and love in my family. Dancing during lunch with a disco ball lighting up the cafeteria, and last but not least, one of my favorite days, the Wednesday Hump Day commercial, and at the end of the year, ending with a live camel right here on this stage. So many memories, and I hope these memories have triggered others for you in your mind. I'd like to recognize two families who've had a big part of the Struble family since the beginning. The first family was the Peterson-Cosgrove family. Rosie Peterson began teaching here in the 60s. Mr. and Mrs. Peterson raised 4 girls who all attended Struble. And over the years, their oldest daughter, Kim, continued to support Struble's Carnival with hot dogs and buns from Gold Star Chili. Kathy taught here for a year, and their youngest daughter, Christy, and her husband stayed in the area, and all 4 of their children attended Struble. Now, Gracie Cosgrove, she's the youngest of all. She has attended Struble and Weigel as part of the narrow grade range configuration, but she will be the last one to attend a new Struble for her final 5th grade year as an elementary student. The second family is the Lackman Fair family. Now this family, all of them attended Struble. They grew up, and Lauren Lackman married Mark Fair, and all 3 of their children attended Struble. Lauren and Mark were so active in PTA and are responsible for painting the beautiful Struble Blue Jay in the front hall and for the wonderful murals that you see all the time, and they've even done one more to end the building with. The Fair children grew up. Lauren came back again and worked for Struble for quite a few years. Now she's retired, but her youngest daughter, Stephanie Surratt, continues the Struble legacy and serves as reading specialist for our Struble children. I tell you about these families because they're just 2 examples of what we are. We're a community who's loved our school for so many different reasons. We're a family who's given over and over to make this an awesome place for the past, the present, and the future children to grow and learn. And these walls hold so many memories for all of us, but we know it's not the brick and mortar and all that glass that's what makes this building so special. It's us, the Struble family, that's given so much to bring life into this building. I'd like to thank the current staff for this wonderful evening. It's been just awesome. There's been much planning, as you know, to go into this to make it a memorable event. And in closing, in the words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened.
Please join me in thanking them again for returning and sharing some stories with us. So we talked earlier about how the school belongs to all of us and how really the heart of the school is our Struble students. So we want you to relax for a minute. We're going to share some kids' snippets because they have spoken from the heart about what makes Struble important to them.
Hello, my name is Zachary Sherman. I will be graduating from Walnut Hills High School this year and I'm pursuant of music in college. One of my favorite memories from Struble is when authors would come in and present their books to the students and staff. The one I can remember offhand is To Give a Mouse a Cookie. I still have several of these books now. Thank you for all these amazing experiences.
I remember doing all the fun we used to have, like walkathons and the carnivals and all the games together.
Hi, my name is Sydney Cosgrove, and my favorite Struble memory is when Mrs. Farmer let me and my friend Amy slide down the hallway in our socks in the end of 5th grade.
That all the teachers work and all the other staff work hard to make this a better place.
What makes Struble so amazing is because of all the kind, honest, and amazing Struble students and teachers who come to learn and work here. I'm so glad to be here in Miss Stocker's class with old and new friends. Struble Elementary rocks.
Because it always has friendly people in there, and also it's always a learning place to learn. And we also have awesome teachers that help us learn math, reading, writing, and social studies. So it's awesome. All the nice people. We have clean tables in our lunchroom. This is a show.
Of babes, right? I don't know if you heard the last student, Sebastian Miles. He's in grade 2 here, and he said, we're just a Struble family. And it's true. You heard former administrators speak on it. I see staff members shaking their head like, yup, that's what we do here. So thank you for being a part of our Struble family, either from long ago or at present. And you know, it just wouldn't be right to end our program without singing our school song, loud and, oh, I didn't hear you. Loud and, all right, and we sing best when we stand up. So everybody, join us on your feet. I am respectful, I am responsible, I am safe, I am prepared. I am respectful, I am responsible, I am safe, I am prepared. Go Struble Blue Jays, be all you can be. If your colors flying high, we'll cheer you. 1, 2, 3, rah, rah, rah. Go Struble Blue Jays, be all you can be. Just do your best and you'll pass the test. Although you can be your best. I am respectful, I am responsible, I am safe, I am prepared. I am respectful, I am responsible, I am safe, I am prepared. A big hooray on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, give yourselves a big round of applause. That was amazing. Our doors will be open tonight until 8:30 with great thanks to Meyer Bakery. We have cookies in the back. Please grab a cookie. Feel free to tour the building and make sure you leave your mark. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.